Reserve and demanded these investigations. And the gentleman that wrote the book from the University of Texas, he worked with Gonzalez, and so he has firsthand information. To call this bizarre and it's off the wall, Arbach was in the Federal Reserve and the Congress on the banking committee for 17 years and was involved in these investigations. And to just write us off and say, I've never heard it. Sort of, when he said that, sort of reminded me about, the debates when the mayor, shouted, and I can't believe this stuff, What are you saying?
It's incredible. We've only got 4 minutes left with Congressman Ron Paul. We appreciate him joining us live today. The New York Times is reporting they may try to revive the carbon tax with a direct tax on fuel at the refinery. Senate trio hopes to hit pay dirt with carbon fee at the oil company's request. Where is the carbon tax going, as well as health care?
Well, it's hard for me to believe they'll do that, even though it's alive and they want to, and that's their goal, and they will if they can. But under these conditions, it is so bad of an idea, it just blows my mind to think that they'll pursue that. So I don't know the details on whether that's going to go through or not, but I can guarantee you there's plenty up here who still believe in it and will pursue it. But I hope they come to their senses and realize how detrimental it would be.
There's a Mary Landrieu quote in here saying, we need to pass this. This is going to help Americans. I mean, how bizarre. More taxes. People are going bankrupt. In closing, Congressman, we've now discovered that an Obama campaign operative has founded a coffee party. I actually had this idea with listeners 2 months ago to get real constitutionalists to take the Tea Parties back from the neocons. Now it turns out Obama picked up this idea and that his campaign operatives are now getting all this media attention to tell us to love our federal government, that it's our federal government. I mean, that shows how powerful the Tea Parties are, if not just the Republican establishment, but now the Democrats are flooding in, trying to pose as patriots.
Yeah. Yeah, they want us to love the government. How about loving our country and understanding what freedom is all about? But the battle is outside. I mean, one thing is they're starting to recognize that the battle may be outside of the conventional wisdom of Republicans and Democrats that run Washington, and actually the discussion going on in the independent Tea Party type movement. And there's no reason to think that everybody is going to believe the right thing and get together and do the right thing in those who are objecting. But anybody who's involved better realize that if a significant movement, erupts like the Tea Party movement, there will be plenty left and right, and everybody else who has a special interest will want to get in and try to control it.
Well, to see the establishment trying to pose as anti-establishment is truly sickening. but I mean, look at your 84% approval rating. People know the real McCoy. 1 minute left. The economy. A lot of top economists are now agreeing with you and others that we may have a mega depression in the next 16 months, and they're positioning the IMF and World Bank with a new global constitution where they will pose as saviors again. How concerned are you that this recession could get a lot worse?
Well, I think it is going to get a lot worse, and what is happening now is Wall Street's recovered and a few companies have recovered, but the unemployment rate is still very high and getting worse. And there will be plans. I'm sure they've been talking about it for quite a few years because those who run the international banking system know that they're in trouble, so they are laying plans for this. But people do ask me about, well, do you think this will bring on the North American Union and North American currency? And I really don't think so. I think the bigger concern should be a worldwide currency, and the IMF and the United Nations grabbing hold and trying to dictate to us. But we have economic laws on our side because you can propose these things, and even if it does serve the special interest, if it violates economic law, it won't work. So they can't maintain a good currency. And that's why I think the European Union is very, very fragile, not only the euro, but the union as well, because it's artificial. And I think that's what would happen on a world government and a world currency. But in the meantime, it could get pretty messy, and they're going to work very hard to get organized, which means they'll work hard to undermine our personal liberties.
Congressman, we're going to let you go. In closing, I just want to say no one in Congress that I've ever studied works as hard as you, does as much media, writes as much legislation. You are a champion. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Got to go.
Take care. There he goes to run to his vote. Absolutely amazing. I mean, that guy is on TV about 10 times a day, does about 10 radio interviews. I've talked to his press people. Folks, I do 4 hours a day and do 2 or 3 interviews a day, and I'm constantly turning them down because at 36 years old, I mean, I'm exhausted. And that guy's 74 years old and just works so hard. And I'm just honored that I've been interviewing him since 1996 and that he has never changed, never flip-flopped. He's absolutely amazing. Congressman Ron Paul, 80% of the vote in the Texas primary, unheard of, 84% approval rating in polls. Ron Paul. But, oh, he's a kook. He's a, it's outrageous that the Federal Reserve's involved in bailouts or money laundering. And Bernanke will get up there and say, we've made all the money public. And then they say, okay, make this public. Well, we're not going to make that public. They think viewers on TV are so stupid. They get up in front of the Congress and lie in front of everyone. Unbelievable. You know what I'm going to do? Go ahead and get Jason Burmis in here. I'm going to let Jason take my seat right now for this segment and the next segment so he can really cover cybersecurity for people, because I could do it as well, but we've been trying for 2 days to get him in here at one sitting to be able to cover all of this. And so what we're going to do is, Burmis, go ahead and get your headphones on because you need to jack in right here. I'm going to let you sit here. Well, you can sit over there, can't you? We'll just turn my mic off. Okay, go ahead and jack in there. And we're going to have you go over this in this segment and the next segment. Do it as focused as you can because you're only going to have about 10 minutes of airtime. And then I'm going to come back, but I'm not going to interrupt you. And then we're going to open the phones up and get into a ton of other news I haven't even scratched the surface on yet. But again, no one has read this that I've seen except Paul Watson, Steve Watson, Curtin MOU, and myself. We've all written articles, broken it down the last month. But no one else seems to be getting just how evil this is. So go through it. Jason Burmis, Cybersecurity Act. And then we're going to open the phones up for first-time callers today at 1-800-259-9231, 1-800-259-9231. Jason Burmis.
All right, let's just take it from the top on the Cybersecurity Act that did pass the House. Section 1. What is this thing? What is the overview? Well, first of all, they're going to create a cybersecurity advisory panel. So the Office of Cybersecurity is already going to be a new bureaucracy, and then they will pick bureaucrats that are allegianced to globalist world dictatorships as their board. Real-time cybersecurity dashboard. Now, what that means is they will have a grid for all CCTV cameras, whether they be in the private sector or the government sector. So it won't just be the CCTV cameras that are outside of the Federal Reserve Building in D.C., which is not a government organization, or the ones outside of the halls of Congress or the White House, or the ones that are supposedly protecting us in the subways of New York City. We're talking about a system that can tap into, in real time, all CCTV cameras across the country. State and regional cybersecurity enhancement program. This, again, is to ensure that the local officials, such as your sheriff, your state senator, your congressional representative, are under their thumb. And remember, they're going after all infrastructure. They say all the important infrastructure, and then they reveal themselves in the bill that they will be giving grants to businesses of 100 people or less. That's everybody, all infrastructures. NIST standards of development and compliance. You will comply with the criminal organization that the National Institute of Standards and Technologies has proven itself to be. Again, NIST is behind the cover-up of what happened at World Trade Center 1, 2, and 7, 8+ years later. Yeah, let's give more power to NIST. Secure domain name addressing system. This is to ensure that all the major universities and all the major corporations are giving out domain names. But it gets worse than that, because when you put the FCC in control of the internet, and you create a mandatory licensing system, they get to say, you know what, we don't like Infowars.com. We don't think Alex Jones and PrisonPlanet.tv should be broadcast